And hey, Crown Family. I said, hey, Crown Family. It is the official King Payne Show. It is the home of the lituation. It is the littest place on earth where a dusty bitch could always never. But there is no rusty, dusty, musty, crusty, raggedy, dirty, crispy, sissy, pissy, or pussy assholes allowed to win. Yes, it did. If you come over here being any of those things, my moderators will escort your downstairs. Oh, yes, it did. That way. Yes. Y'all like this video, like this video on the way in. We got a lot of things to get into. I'm outraged. This is just horrible. Okay, on period. And I just don't understand how this happened. How did this happen? How did this happen? How did this happen? Gathering close Crown Family, we've got breaking news. Like this video, like this video, like this video right now. We need YouTube to send out all of our notifications. We need YouTube to send out all of our notifications. This is the home of the lituation. The littest place on earth. Like this video, like this video, like this video right now. We need YouTube sending out all of our notifications. Yes, it did. Now, a few disclaimers before we get started. This video is not made for kids. No, it's not. Okay. And everything being shown to you guys during this video is being shown to you guys underneath the fair use and copyright doctrine. Is my motherfucking opinion. Mixed with receipts. Take it however you want to take it. Just don't be weird. Just don't be weird. This is the home of the lituation where there is no rusty, dusty, musty, crusty, raggedy, dirty, crispy, or pussy ass holes allowed. When okay on period. We already have to squirt a few holes out. Okay on period. Yay. So chances are, if you haven't liked this video, you one of the dusty girls. Yes, you did. You don't have to leave. Just go on ahead to the back. Okay on period. This content is for the Crown Family. Yes, it did. Where the Crown Family at? Where the Crown Family at? Let me see those crowns in the chat. Let me see those crowns in the chat. We got a lot of things to get into when okay on period. Jonathan Majors found guilty of domestic violence, harassment, assault. Fired from Marvel, okay, and looking at possible jail time. When? Let's talk about it. Official King Payne got all of the receipts. I'm just, like I said, I'm over it. I don't know how this happened when, okay, on period. Jonathan Majors found guilty. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Jonathan Majors found guilty. Where the Crown Family at? Where the Crown Family at? I know the girl's not asleep with, okay, on period. Y'all like this video, like this video, like this video right now so that YouTube can send out all of our notifications. Okay, on period. Guilty. Wow. Of what exactly? Because the woman lied several times in court. Jabari Grace lied several times in court. Okay, on period. I mean, it was black and white. Or was it black and white? Was it a black and white thing? Like, Jabari Grace lost credibility in court. You can't believe nothing that she says. She intentionally was recording and keeping things because she knew it wasn't love. And she knew that one day she would have to accept the fact that Jonathan Majors and her were not meant to be. Jonathan told her over and over and over she was not the type of woman he was looking for. She's a drunkard. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. She's an alcoholic. Yes, it did. Can't you tell from her behavior? Can't you tell from the dialogue that this woman has a problem with substance abuse? She has a dependency issue, which is why Jonathan Majors went to jail in the first place. Let's talk about it. He contacted the police after finding Jabari Grace inebriated, allegedly overdosing, possibly passed out in his closet. Let's talk about it. He contacted the police after he was unable to get into his own apartment. You know what the police came and did? Y'all know what the police came and did. Y'all already know what they came and arrested his black ass. Wasn't even there. Didn't do nothing wrong. Mind you, they supposed to be rushing Jabari to the ER. She only passed out on the floor, inebriated, allegedly. You know what she did while they were arresting Jabari? And official keep handing us all of the receipts. While they were arresting Jonathan, you know what she did? She got her ass up. She got dressed. She made a few phone calls. She hopped on the elevator and she got out of there. She was gone. She went from being passed out on the floor, fighting for her life, to taking an elevator out of the building to hop in a car and go God's nowhere. God knows where. Okay, on period. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like this video right now. Like I said, this woman lied several times in court. I don't even know how this happened. I don't even know how this happened when. Okay, on period. I don't even know how this happened when. Okay, on period. The cut behind her ear. She said it came from a blow to the head. She was alleging that Jonathan knocked her upside the head. Okay. But they later discovered that the scratch behind her ear did not come from a blow to the head and that she was lying. And if she lied about that, what else is she lying about? Okay, on period. She pretended to be overdosed, passed out, even whatever, in that closet, scaring the shit out of Jonathan. This white bitch can't die in my closet. I'm a great man. I am a great man. That's what he said. I got the receipts. She can't die in my closet. Okay, on period. They got to come get her. So without thinking that this bitch could get up at any moment, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't there. You don't know what this bitch did. She already attacked him in the middle of Manhattan, and he had to run to remove himself from that situation. She chased him down. She was the aggressor. But because he's black, he's the loser. He still loses. They had to give the white woman something. That's what's being said. Let's talk about it. Nothing wrong with that finger Okay, on period. He squoze her finger. He squoze her he squoze it until it fractured. He squoze her finger so tight that her bone broke in her finger. Jesus. Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Jonathan Major plans on fighting. He plans on appealing. And I pray that all of this just go. I know God has something better. God has something better for Jonathan. Yes, it did. I'm outraged. I'm outraged. I'm outraged. Now, this is a civil injustice, criminal injustice. Injustice, injustice, injustice. Jabari should be the one facing criminal charges for attacking Jonathan after she caught him texting other woman. Let's talk about it. She attacked him. He was running from her. So how did this all happen? My. How did this all happen? You know, there's actually a law. There's actually a law, okay, that gives you the right to use reasonable force to regain your property if someone takes it from you. Jabari had taken Jonathan's phone because she caught him texting other women, and he used reasonable force to regain his property. How come this law didn't work for his black ass? Let's talk about it. They said it's not a black white thing. This is not a black white thing. Anytime they have to tell us in the news and the media that it's not a black white thing, 9 times out of 10 it's a black and white thing. Yes, it did. Let's talk about it. If Fisher King Pan has all the time, matter of fact, let me go and drop the link in case anybody wants to chime in. Okay, on period. We have all the receipts in the house tonight. Y'all like this video? Like this video? Like this video right now. Jonathan was embarrassed of Jabari. And Jabari knew it. She knew the relationship was coming to an end and fast. Jonathan didn't realize she was an alcoholic and she had dependency issues. And he reminded her constantly that he did not want to be with a woman with dependency issues. You can't come around. You can't be here. I don't want you in my home around me drunk. It's not good for my image. I'm a great man. I don't see what's wrong with that. I don't see what's wrong with that. Everybody trying to motherfucking demonize Jonathan because he had standards. He has standards. He can't have no motherfucking standards. He just supposed to accept everything because she's Caucasian. Like, make it make sense. He can't have standards. He don't want a drunk bitch in his house. He don't want to deal with her drunk ass. If you have to drink, if you have to go out and get drunk, I don't want you to come back here. Go anywhere else but here when you're drunk. That's the problem. He had to give her examples of quality woman that he wants as a man. I don't see the problem. He said Michelle Obama, Coretta Scott. I think he was just looking in all the wrong places. You were looking at all the wrong places, sir. Okay, oh, period. She was never going to understand. She was never going to understand, which is why she started recording him and putting him in compromising positions that she knew that he would react in certain ways. Now, again, we don't condone abuse of any sort, any violence over here. Yes, it is. We actually support all victims, okay, on period, and we don't victim shame. But in my opinion, and we're all entitled to our opinions, Jonathan is the victim in this situation. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Jonathan Majors is the victim, okay? Not only do I feel that his race participated in the decision, okay? But I also feel like he doesn't deserve to lose everything because of it, okay? Even in court, they said they did not believe that this was intentional, but still Marvel has dropped him. They said Kang is gonna have to look for another home. Yes, it did. She started recording Jonathan, in my opinion, okay, because Jonathan was her golden ticket, her way out, and he was moving on. Because, like I said, Jonathan has standards. He has standards. He wants a woman, what is it? High quality woman. And again, Jabari was embarrassing. She was a drunk. She was drunk all the time and she was acting out. You know what Jabari did after the fact? After she got done chasing Jonathan through Manhattan, after she got done attacking him in the car because she caught him texting other women, after Jonathan allegedly fractured her finger and assaulted her, you know what she did? She didn't go home. She didn't go to the ER. She went out and partied the night away. I got the receipts with a group of random strangers, which is exactly the type of behavior Jonathan had been trying to remove himself from. Okay. You can go out and meet just random strangers after getting into an alleged physical altercation where your finger is fractured, and you go to the nightclub and continue to party without even, you didn't care about your finger. Now you want the whole world to care about your finger. How in the world did this happen? How in the world did this happen? Can somebody make it make sense? Can somebody make it make sense? Like, how is this happening to all of our black leaders? What's happening to our black leaders? Jonathan is looking at up to 2 years in prison following the guilty verdict. Jonathan must appear back in court on February 6th for sentencing, okay, on period. And again, Jonathan plans on appealing the decisions. I have some articles here that I want to share with you. Okay, on period. Yay, so because we kind of backed off of the whole Jonathan um Majors assault trial when we discovered that, well, when he announced that he has information to prove that, he did not do it, to prove that he's innocent. So we decided that we're going to kind of just wait until more information comes about. So again, with developing stories, when we always try to make sure that we keep up with all the new developments here in the home of the lituation. Okay, so as far as Jonathan Major goes, the actor Jonathan Majors has been found guilty of assaulting his former girlfriend in a car in New York. A Manhattan jury found Majors, who is 34 years old, of assault and harassment. Mind you, he was at the pinnacle of his career, and a lot of people like Diddy feel like he's not going to be able to recover from this. Okay, he's losing everything. He's lost every endorsement, every deal, every contract. People are removing him from ads. New York, and people are like, how can all of this happen? It's just a misdemeanor. It's the fucking misdemeanor. I mean, really? The city of New York said that they were going to decided that they were going to make an example out of Jonathan Majors because domestic violence is a serious issue. And nobody said it wasn't, mind you, but why Jonathan Majors? Why Jonathan? There are domestic violence disputes that happen every day. Why are you guys making an example out of Jonathan? A lot of people believe that, it will be a far stretch for Jonathan to receive any jail time. A lot of people don't believe that he's going to receive any jail time from this because, it's a misdemeanor. But again, they are planning to make an example of Jonathan, and he can face up to 2 years in prison for these offenses. Okay. Um, New York. Jonathan Majors was convicted Monday of assaulting his former girlfriend after a 2-week trial that the actor hoped would salvage his damaged reputation and restore his status as an emerging Hollywood star. Okay, a lot of people held off on canceling him. I believe he had an army ad and they dropped him right away. But Marvel held off for the jury decision. And again, today that decision came back guilty. Okay. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay. A a Manhattan jury found Majors 34 guilty of assault and harassment. He was also acquitted of a different assault charge and of aggravated harassment. Majors, who was asked to stand and face the jurors as the verdict was read, showed no immediate reaction, looking slightly downward. My. His sentencing was set for February 6th. The charges stem from a dispute between the Creed 3 actor and his girlfriend, Grace Jabari, um, that began in the backseat of a chauffeured car and spilled into the streets of Manhattan one night last March. Jabari, a 30-year-old British dancer, accused Majors of an attack inside the vehicle that left her in excruciating pain, which goes to show you, okay, you don't have to be an American, you just have to be white. She said he struck her in the head with his open hand, twisted her arm behind her back, and squeezed her middle finger until it fractured. He must be very, very strong, okay? Hands, them fists work like pliers. Let me find out. He just s- squoze the shit out her motherfucking middle finger until it fractured. Okay. Major's lawyer said she was the aggressor, alleging that she flew into a jealous rage after reading a text message on his phone sent by another woman. You know, Jabari admitted to this in court. Okay. If you guys have been following, okay, she also testifies to this in court. She was the aggressor. She said he struck her in the head with his open hand, twisted her arm behind her back, and squeezed her middle finger until it fractured, which we later discovered was not true. From the investigation, he did not strike her in the back of her head. That is not how she got the cut behind her ears. Okay. They said Jabari had spread a fantasy to take down the actor who was only trying to regain his phone and get away safely. The verdict dealt a major blow to Majors, who was on the verge of Hollywood stardom until his arrest in March sent his career into a tailspin. This is crazy. Do you guys believe that he will be able to recover from this? Okay. Once slated to lead the next phase of the Marvel Universe as the supervillain Kang, the Conqueror, Majors faced an uncertain future with the lucrative franchise after the abuse charges. And, there were a lot of people, he received a lot of backlash from that because Kang, the Conqueror, is not black. So a lot of people were apprehensive about Marvel choosing a black character, a black man to play Kang. The actor who attended the Yale School of Drama has lost other parts and endorsement deals and seen his critically acclaimed drama Magazine Dreams pulled from its scheduled release earlier this month. So he's losing everything: endorsements, magazine deals, ads, everything. Major arrived in the courtroom each morning carrying a gold leaf Bible, offering hugs to his family members and his current girlfriend, actress Megan Good. Before taking his seat, expressionless for much of the testimony, he wiped away tears as his attorney, Priya Chaudhry, urged jurors to end this nightmare for Jonathan Majors. My, 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 my. So the attorney was wiping away his tears, okay, as she urged the jury to end this nightmare for Jonathan Majors. So, um, inside sources state that Jonathan was expressionless for much of the trial. Like he didn't show any emotion. He didn't even take the stand. Okay, and he did this strategically because had he taken the stand, he would be answering questions and doing interviews and you know kind of you know this trial would have probably followed him for the rest of his life. Like he would always have to answer some questions based upon the information that come out or the line of questionings or whatever. And he has a career to salvage. He wants to be an actor. He don't want to do interviews for the rest of his life about this. This is something that you kind of want to put behind you. And had he taken the stand and um testified, it would have given the trial a whole nother life. It would have given it more energy and it would have gone on even longer. It would have made the trial last even longer. So again, this was something that he kind of wants to put behind him and not have over his head the entirety of his life. But as Major sought vindication from the jury, the trial also brought forth new evidence about his troubled relationship with Jabari, whom he met on the set of Ant-Man and the Wasp's Quantumania 2 years ago. Accusing Majors of a cruel and manipulative pattern of abuse, prosecutors shared text messages that showed the actor begging Jabari not to seek hospital treatment for an earlier head injury. One message one message warned it could lead to an investigation even if you do lie and they suspect something. My. Again, Jonathan being um either very cautious about his career or they've they've also there was other domestic violence incidents. There was another domestic violence incident in the relationship that was never addressed. They also play audio of Majors declaring himself a great man, then questioning whether Jabari can meet the high standards set by the spouses of Martin Luther King Jr. and Barack Obama. I do have that audio here. We will listen to it in just a moment. Majors' attorneys countered that Jabari had surreptitiously recorded her boyfriend as part of a plot to destroy his career. What are your thoughts, Crown Family? Let me know in the chat. Like this video, like this video, like this video right now. We need YouTube to send out all of our notifications. Okay, on here. They're clearly playing with the king. Okay, clearly. Like this video, like this video, like this video right now. Over 4 days of tearful testimony, Jabari said Majors was excessively controlling and prone to fits of explosive rage that left her afraid, physically quite a lot. She broke down on the witness stand as a jury watched security footage from the aftermath of the backseat confrontation, which prosecutors said showed Majors manhandling her and shoving her back in the car as if she was a doll. We also have the footage here. We'll be checking that out in just a moment. Again, if you watch all of the footage in its entirety, the placement in the car, the chase through Manhattan, Jabari linking up with random strangers, her going to the nightclub partying and drinking the night away. You can see the type of character she is. You can see it from the way that she was acting out in public, the controlling behavior, the manic episodes. There is something not right. Not right. And clearly she wasn't in her right mind state. She wasn't thinking clearly. And because of her manic episodes, because of her aggression, okay, because Jonathan could see where things were headed, he tried to escape. He tried to prevent all of this. Actually, he did. He did. It wasn't until the day after when Jonathan would find Jabari passed out in his closet that he would be arrested and all of these charges would come about. Majors did not take the stand, but Chaudhry said her client was a victim of white lies, big lies, and pretty little lies, invented by Jabari to exact revenge on her unfaithful partner. The attorney cited security footage taken immediately after the shove that showed Major sprinting away from his girlfriend as she chased him through the night, Jabari then followed a group of strangers she met on the street to a dance club where she ordered drinks for the group and did not appear to be favoring her injured finger. Mind you, she ordered the drinks on Jonathan's credit card. No, nobody's saying nothing about that, huh? That's not a crime. That's not a crime. She could just swipe his credit card and they not together, huh? Y'all know they put the Claremont twin in jail for that. Uh, Men died right up under her when she went to slide in that car with and they locked her ass right up. Okay, on period. This is no different. She was revenge partying and charging champagne to the man she was angry with and treating these strangers to fancy champagne she bought with Jonathan's credit card. Mm. My, my, my. My. White privilege is a motherfucker, ain't it? The next morning, after finding Jabari unconscious in the closet of their Manhattan penthouse, Majors called police. He was arrested at the scene while Jabari was transported to a hospital to receive treatment for the injuries to her ear and hand. Again, Jabari was not transported to the hospital to receive injuries, okay? At least not right away. Jabari would get up off the floor while they were arresting Jonathan, get dressed, head out of the apartment unbothered, hop on a call up an Uber, head down several flights in the elevator. Like nothing was wrong. Nothing was wrong with Jabari. Jonathan Majors was set up. He called 911 out of concern for her. And his fear of what happens when you're a black man in America came true. Chaudhry said, accusing police and prosecutors of failing to take seriously Major's allegations that he was bloodied and scratched during the dispute. She should be the one in jail, or at least facing her own separate charges. In her closing arguments, prosecutor Kelly Galloway said Majors was following a well worn playbook used by abusers to reverse the narrative by casting their victims as attackers. This is not a revenge plot to ruin the defendant's life or his career. Galloway said, you were asked why you are here because domestic violence is serious. Again, they are planning to make an example out of Jonathan Majors, and a lot of people are concerned as to just how much time they're planning on giving him. Typically for misdemeanor, especially for someone that is a first offender, you know, people typically get probation. Okay, they're talking about giving Jonathan Majors, at least a year in prison. It's a lot going on, Crown family. Again, how could this happen? She is the aggressor. She chased him down. Okay, on period. All of the receipts point to Jabari Grace Jabari being the aggressor, being a liar, manipulator. If she lied about Jonathan busting her upside the head, what else is she lying about? If she lied about Jonathan squeezing her finger until it was like, how do we know that she didn't, uh, 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 you know, smash her finger in the car, slamming the door, or jam her finger chasing Jonathan or reaching for his phone? It's all hearsay. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And even with all of the evidence, they still decided that they were going to take Jabari's word over Jonathan's, even with all the evidence. They said, we got to give her something. That's what it's giving me. They had to give Jabari Gray something. But why? But why? If it's not true, if he didn't intentionally try to harm her, why is he not protected under Article 35? Yes, it did. In case you guys want to go look that up. In case y'all want to go look that up. Article 35. Why he not protected under Article 35? Why did we need a jury to decide this matter, which is so clear? I mean, again, unless it's a black and white thing or something, that I'm missing. Reasonable force should have covered the little fracture to her finger, the little scratch behind her ear. Reasonable force should have took care of that. She only stole his phone and chased him down like an NFL player. He's an actor. He's an actor. Okay, period. He don't play football for real. Y'all like this video? Like this video? Like this video right now. Okay. Surveillance videos, okay, shows the girlfriend chasing Jonathan. So if she's the victim, why is she chasing her victimizer? Like, how does that work? You running after your ass whooping? Like, I mean, like, make it make sense. Like, he whooping your ass and you chasing after him. How does that work? He breaking your fingers and you still chasing after him. He popping you upside the motherfucking head and you still chasing after him. How does that work? This is another time. This is another instance where the justice system failed us. Period. There is no reason. I don't see it. I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, up here, like I said, I'm dropping a link if anybody wants to come up here and explain it to me. Okay, on period. Y'all got the tea that I'm missing. Okay, on period. Y'all feel a different way. Okay, on period. Okay, on period. This the home of the situation. Everybody's opinion is respected when, okay, on period. You got something to say, you want to sound off. Okay, the link is in the chat. But I got all the receipts. Okay, on period. Y'all, so the link is in the chat. The official campaign got the receipts. Jonathan Majors surveillance video shows car scuffle, girlfriend chasing after him. Okay, on period. And we got the receipts all here in the home of the situation. Surveillance video of the night in question surrounding the Jonathan Majors trial has been released, showing a scuffle between the actor and his then girlfriend and a foot chase shortly thereafter. The judge has kept a tight lid on all the evidence being presented in court over these past couple weeks. But on Wednesday, he popped the lid open and released it all to the media, including key footage the prosecution has been showing to the jury to prove their case. Okay, here is Majors putting Jabari back into the car. One video in particular is critical. It shows the aftermath of the alleged incident between Majors and his accuser, Grace Jabari, after she claims he attacked her in a vehicle. We have this footage as well. We'll be looking at it in just a moment. You can see Majors and Jabari outside of an SUV, which is stopped at a light in the middle of a relatively empty New York City street. Majors and Jabari can be seen milling outside of the car, seemingly taking and talking, and eventually Majors appears to wrap her up in his arms. From there, you see what prosecutors describe as unusual physical force. Once again, Majors picked her up with both his hands and shoved her repeatedly into the Escalade. However, Majors isn't successful in doing so. Soon, he lets go and bolts away from her, and Jabari quickly goes after him. To me, she was giving, you know, she was acting, out. She was inebriated. She was under the influence. She was just, it was just, she was attacking him, and he just had to get her off of him. The pursuit goes on for quite some time, it seems, and they go for at least a couple blocks before Majors outruns Jabari. After he loses her, she stumbles across a group of strangers on the street, and they start to talk with the small crew consoling her. Okay, she said Majors did this. Okay, on period. She said he busted her upside the head. They later discovered that that was not true. Okay, the alleged injuries did not come from Jonathan busting her upside the head. That is not true. Majors eventually makes his way back and passes the group, with Jabari spotting him, and he strolls by them, seemingly telling her to stay back and stay away. Stay away from me. Okay? Mind you, this is all on tape. They have the evidence. Okay? Majors calls the police the next day. He ain't been no he even in the tape, even in the footage he's telling he stay away. He ain't been nowhere around her. He didn't even go back home because she knew that she was gonna be there. He had a strong feeling. When he got there, she was there. She passed out in the closet. You got evidence to prove he didn't have nothing to do with her being right here on the floor like this. But still, they arrested him anyway. She attempts to talk to him, but he continues on down the street. Jabari follows him yet again. Eventually, the two separate. Major goes and stays the night at a hotel, and Jabari goes out to a nightclub. Mind you, he can prove all of this. But when he returned home and she was on the floor and he called the police, they arrested his black ass. Why? As we reported, Majors called 911 the next morning for a suspected overdose/suicide when he found Jabari passed out in his closet. There's video that shows him making this call as well, which he did from the lobby of his building. Once cops show up, he escorts them upstairs to his unit. The video also shows him leading them right to her, and she's completely passed out in his closet. Eventually, we see Jabari come down with the officers, and she's standing upright. Photos that depict Jabari's alleged injuries were also released as part of the evidence dump. So these are the alleged injuries, y'all. I don't see no scratches on the neck. I don't see nothing. Y'all see something on the neck? I don't see nothing on her neck. Now, this is a man who squoze her finger and then fractured it. He fractured it like this. I don't see nothing on her neck. She's very fair skinned too. She got very light skin for a black woman. Yes, you do. She got very, very light skin for a black woman. Yeah, I don't see no marks on the skin. Yes, it is. Remember, this is all stuff that's been played, shown in court already, but which is just now becoming publicly available. In the meantime, Major's trial continues Wednesday, and the prosecution has rested its case. Now the defense is starting to trot out their witnesses. Again, today the verdict came in. Jonathan Majors has been found guilty. He has to come back to court on February 6th. Okay, for the sentencing. He's looking at up to 2 years in prison. How much time do you guys think Jonathan's gonna get for this? How much time do you guys think Jonathan's gonna get for this? Oh my goodness. It's crazy. So a lot of you guys are probably scratching your head right now, still confused, okay, on period. Like the king, like I said, how did this happen? How did this happen when? Okay. Okay. Jonathan Majors found guilty in 2 out of 4 counts of harassment when. Um, and I have a clip here from ABC News where they break down what happened, what happened when, how did this happen, and why. Okay, on period. You guys like this video, like this video, like this video right now. Like this video, like this video, like this video right now. We need YouTube to send out all of our notifications. All of our notifications went, okay, up here. Leave it to the official King Payne to bring some clarity to a dusty situation. Yes, it did. And everything being shown to you guys during this video is being shown to you guys underneath the fair use and copyright doctrine. It's my motherfucking opinion mixed with receipts. Take it out if you want to take it. Just don't be.
And hello, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips.
And I'm Terry Miranda. We've got some breaking news. The jury in the Jonathan Majors domestic violence trial has found him guilty of 1 count of assault and 1 count of harassment, but acquitted him of another count of assaulting his former.
I'm upset because another one of our black pillars, okay, another one of our black role models, another successful black man, individual person is in the news for less than flattering shit. Like I just don't like it. Again, Jonathan Majors was in the pinnacle of his career. I mean, Marvel was literally building an empire behind him. He had so many people backing him, and all of this is just thrown out the window because he unintentionally, even by the jury standards, because something unintentionally happened to his ex-girlfriend after she tried to snatch his phone, after she took his phone, and he used reasonable force to get it back. I'm a firm believer in relationships, okay? Don't touch my fucking phone. I won't touch your phone. You don't touch my phone. We won't have no fucking problems. Period. Unless we married, then that's something we can discuss. But when we're dating, like Jonathan and Jabari, you don't have no business reaching for my phone. Period. Give me my phone. And then, he's an actor and all of his contacts are in his phone. A lot of our phones, like, she should be in jail. Cause that's just like snatching somebody's wallet. Like, our phones these days have our bank accounts, our debit cards, our credit cards. Like, what would he have done in the middle of the night had he just allowed her to take off with his phone? I mean, I guess he wouldn't be in this situation, huh? Or would she have allowed him to get out of the car? Would we have waken up to naked pictures or revenge porn? Who knows what's in Jonathan's phone? Nobody is letting nobody is letting nobody snatch their phone. Unless you a pussy hole like that critter over there. It's just like nobody is doing that. Nobody is doing that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a firm believer in, don't touch my shit and I won't touch yours. Period. Stay out my phone. I stay out of your phone. We're dating.
girlfriend. This comes after jurors spent 4 or 5 hours deliberating over portions of several days. And this is a case that has gotten a lot of attention. Jonathan
Oh,
Majors.
why would she get in trouble for anything, friend? Why would she get in trouble for everything? She's privileged. She's British and she's privileged. She has blonde hair and fair skin. Like, why would she get in trouble for anything, friend? She didn't get in trouble for anything. Why would she?
Major rising star, and he met a crisis in this, and the jury has now returned with its verdict.
And there was a lot of talk about this trial impacting his future in the movie business. Rising star within the Marvel movies. Our legal contributor, Brian Buckmeyer, has been following this from the very beginning as well. So I guess let's first of all talk.
That's a very good point, G Girl. G Girl said, what I don't like is black women saying he should have been with a black woman. But why? To me, that's saying black woman won't snitch on you if you went upside a black woman's head. No, let Becky have him. Okay, on period. He wanted Becky. This would come along with Becky. Okay, on period. Let Becky have him win. Okay, on period. He don't get to run up under a black woman as a rebound unless you're Megan Good. Okay, on period. I wonder why Megan Good attached her likeness and her career to this situation. Why not wait until after the verdict? I wonder if Megan Good is going to lose anything from this. You know, technically she's attached to and associated, with Jonathan Majors, the convicted. Can we say convicted now? He's been convicted of assault and harassment. Deconvicted. Misdemeanor. Okay, he's a he's a criminal now. He got a misdemeanor. Ooh, this is America. This is America. Megan got that check, period. Uh, they must think she's good for his image. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, but yeah. Yeah. Y'all like this video, like this video right now. They bring in legal specialist Brian Buckmeyer to break the court case down, okay, on period. Again, the jury has reached a verdict in the Jonathan Majors case. We have breaking news. Jonathan Majors has been found guilty and may face up to 2 years in prison. Listen to this.
About the charges here, Brian, your first reaction.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of scratching my head just because I'm looking at the different charges. And let me break it down and explain. There are two different assaults here. One is intentional assault and one is reckless assault. Based on the number order that they're telling us, my guess, and please someone correct me if I'm wrong, is they're acquitting him of intentional assault, but finding him guilty of reckless assault, meaning that
it was unintentional. He did not mean to do it. Things just happen. It's like sort of like a manslaughter charge, was like unintentional. Yeah. 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 But whether intentional or unintentional, he's suffering all the consequences as if he had done it on purpose. He's being punished as if this is his everyday behavior. Like, they uncovered a monster. Like, he abuses women. He's a woman abuser, and that's just not the case. That's just not the case. And I don't like what's happening here, and I don't like how this is affecting Jonathan Majors. And I feel like what a lot of people don't see is how this affects us all. This affects us all. It's really disgusting how they can just strip somebody of their whole livelihood behind something. So now again, I don't want to diminish the feelings of, I don't want to diminish people's feelings about domestic violence, but I just don't feel like this is one of those situations. But they said that he beat her down mentally and physically and challenged her to become or to try to obtain goals that she, you know, I guess couldn't reach. He wanted her to be more like Michelle Obama.
He just did something he should have known better, and it caused the injury of Grace Jabari. Then he's found not guilty of aggravated assault, which is to alarm, annoy, harass, or threaten someone and subject them to physical violence. But he's not guilty of that, but he is guilty of alarming and annoying Grace Jabari. To me, this sounds like we call it a King Solomon decision. They literally just split the baby and said half and half. But some of the convictions and some...
They said they got to give her something. This is why the system was built for them. Okay, on period. When did the justice system ever work in our favor? Okay, on period. So I mean, to me, what he's saying here is like they had to give her something. Okay, they split the apple down the middle, and that's not justice. Either he did it or he did not do it. And I feel like they were throwing everything they had at this situation. And again, they even stated that they wanted to make an example. They wanted to show people the importance behind domestic violence and that they don't take domestic violence lightly. Okay, it's very serious. And my whole sentiment is, why Jonathan? Why make an example out of Jonathan?
Some of the acquittals don't really make sense when you put them all together.
Well, Brian, let me try to make a little sense. I wonder, I don't know the exact fact pattern since I wasn't in the courtroom, but couldn't you say that in the fury of what is a domestic dispute, he was reckless in his handling, in his physical handling of Jabari, and that was the reckless assault, and the harassment is
Absolutely,
he lost.
for intentional or not, the damage is done. Okay, on period. Yes, while we don't like it or understand it and have receipts, the facts of the matter is this was the outcome. Yes, and I don't agree. And I don't agree. And that's why we have platforms so that we can speak out. We can speak our mind. Okay, this is just my opinion. When don't shoot the messenger. Okay. I mean, my opinion may not be able to change anything here, but I may be able to influence the minds of tomorrow. I may be able to make a difference in the minds of someone here in my chat. So I'm going to continue to do my part and be a voice and a light and a commentator. We in okay on period. And people show up for my commentary. So, that's what I'm doing here. I'm giving my commentary. We got breaking news. The official campaign is covering the trending topics, breaking news, celebrity gossip, and red carpets. Y'all like this video? Like this video right now. Okay, I'm here. You guys remember to support this video. Okay, we can't do it without your support. We got the links pinned in the chat. We got Cash App. We got PayPal. Please support the home of the lituation. Okay, I'm here. YouTube is taking 45% out of our check. So we need all the help that we can get, okay, especially around these holiday times. Speaking of the holidays, okay, the home of the lituation, okay, the Crown family, we are giving away $100 to a family in need this holiday season. All you have to do is email the official campaign at gmail.com. Tell us a little bit about your situation. When we're going to select somebody this Thursday and go ahead and send them $100 to help out with food and gifts this holiday season. Yes, from my family, the Crown family, to yours. Okay, on period. All you got to do is email the official campaign at gmail.com. And again, we'll be selecting the family that's going to win the money on Thursday. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Y'all like this video? Like this video? Like this video right now. Okay, on period. And again, remember to support. We got Cash App, Super Chat, Venmo, Zelle. We can't do the things that we do here in the home of the lituation without your support. Okay, so remember to support. All of your support goes a mighty long way. It helps us keep the lights on around here. Okay, we got to keep these damn lights on. Okay, y'all don't want me over here recording videos in the dark. Okay, on period. Busting the hole up outside their motherfucking head to get these lights on. Okay, on period. So y'all make sure that y'all support. We got Cash App, Super Chat, Venmo, Zelle, Crypto, PayPal, however you want to do it. When support. Who's ready to get into some things? Everybody hashtag let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. The official campaign got the surveillance footage. The official campaign got Brian up here breaking down the court case win. Okay, on period. We're getting everybody's side on tonight. If you want to sound off, okay, the link is in the chat. Let's go.
His temper rather than consciously went after her. Does that make sense?
No, because it would make sense for the reckless and then the aggravated harassment, because the aggravated harassment is harassing someone through physical violence. So why find him guilty of assaulting recklessly but not guilty of harassing someone through physical force? That's the part that I'm thinking someone just kind of said, you know what,
Right.
we'll find him guilty for two, but not guilty for these two. But it could work. Someone's got to talk to the jury, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the evidence.
I'm sorry, that finger don't look no fractured.
Because there was clearly clashing narratives
she
from
paid to
both
say that?
sides. We had video, audio, text, photos. Do we have that video? Okay, this is some of the photos that we had here of the bruises and the cuts. This is the video that I'm
It's
talking
the
about.
dirty fingernails for me. Like, girl, you could have washed your hands before you took that picture.
I mean, this was probably one of the most powerful pieces of the evidence.
Look at her chasing him down. Did she play football? Well, she very athletic.
That they
Oh,
played in
she a
court.
dancer. That's why.
Brian?
Girl,
Absolutely.
she was on that ass, and
And
she
I
had
was
on
in court
heels. Look
watching
at her. Look at her running.
This video being played to the jury.
She out running the cars. Okay, over here. She wasn't gonna let her golden ticket get away. Y'all see this shit? Y'all see she was gonna let that golden ticket get away, win, girl.
And I think it was difficult for both the prosecution and the defense to really articulate this video in a way that really moved the jury. And I think ultimately the jury kind of took this case in their
Slow. Look how slow he was running.
own hands. We saw that from the jury notes
Ass.
saying we want all of the evidence, pretty much video, testimony, 911 calls,
Ooh,
and they just
ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So he picked her up, put her back in the car. He said, "You drunk? You need to go home. You're drunk. You need to go home. You need to stop."
decided for themselves. For me, is this Jonathan Majors assaulting his then girlfriend, then running away, or is this him trying to stop her from stealing, or I guess re-stealing his cell phone and getting away from her? The juxtaposition of how this was presented to the jury, I think, is what caused the deliberation to take so long.
I'm sorry, I didn't see nothing on her neck. I still don't see nothing on her neck. Did y'all see something on her neck? Did y'all see something on her neck? Y'all like this video, like this video, like this video right now. Did y'all see something on her neck? Did y'all? I don't see nothing on her neck. This picture, the one she doing this. Y'all see something on her neck? Hold on. I don't see nothing on her neck. And the finger just look a little swollen. You know, have you ever been outside and it's been cold and your hands, she was out there running, it was cold. I feel like her hands probably got swollen a little from the cold. Maybe, there was scuffling in the back of the car. Maybe her ear got scratched from the earring. I don't know. I don't see nothing on the neck though. Was she trying to say he choked her? I don't like this picture here. This picture shouldn't have been included in the evidence because I see absolutely nothing. Um, but y'all like this video? Like this video? Like this video right now? Ooh.
They are. She has seen the spark that triggered this fight was she saw what she thought was a message from another woman on his phone. So she was trying to grab the phone. He's trying to grab it back. They're probably at the peak of emotions and anger and mutual conflict at that point. And would the jury have factored that in? In other words, we've all been in fights with people we love, and so it's not the same as a more conscious.
As Brian smiles, he's like,
yeah. So this is the difficult part for me. And this is where I was getting in trouble at home when I try to break this down to my wife.
He just trying to He just trying to make it make sense so bad. He trying to make it make sense so bad, and Brian just will not let what's his name? John. I don't know this man's name. He will just not. He won't let him get. He won't let him get it in. He's just like, no, that's not what that were. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you do that. That's not what that were. Yes, break it down, friend. Break it down. Don't let him. Don't let him make Jonathan out to be just this wife beater, or girlfriend beater, or woman beater. That one.
What I didn't like about this defense is they didn't focus on what is called Penal Law 3525.
Period. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So he had the right to take his phone back. If she snatched it, he had the right to snatch it back. You snatch my phone, I got the right to snatch my phone back because that's my phone, and you ain't got no business taking it. According to Penal Code 35, New York statutes. My. Would it only work for Caucasians? Something it don't work for us? It don't work for us. It didn't work for us. I don't think y'all should. Maybe y'all should call the police then, and somebody snatch your phone, and maybe y'all let them take your phone. I ain't gonna let them take my phone. Okay, y'all gonna have to come get me out of jail. I promise. I promise. Whoever it is, y'all gonna have to come get me. Anybody snatch my phone, y'all gonna have to come get. I promise y'all gonna have to come get me. Y'all gonna have to come get me.
To stop a larceny or theft or criminal mischief to damage your property. And I always go back to this analogy that I've said multiple times in ABC. And I'll use Kira, use an example. If Kira's walking down the street and someone takes her purse, the law says you're allowed to use force to take your property back. The law doesn't say, well, your girlfriend's allowed to take your cell phone because she's allowed to check for infidelity.
The law says you allowed to take your phone back. The letters of the law spell out Jonathan is not guilty. He was well within his rights to take his phone back after his girlfriend snatched it from him. Now, the law don't say you can, bust in the back of the head and fracture a finger, or, you got to use reasonable force. So it was up to the jury to decide whether or not the force used here was reasonable. Let's take a vote. Now, again, what our opinion, we can't change anything, but in your opinion, okay. Yes, he is so fine, her friend. Yes, he is. Friend, in your opinion, put a 1 in the chat if you believe that Jonathan used reasonable force to obtain his phone. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe that he used excessive force and he intentionally tried to harm Grace Jabari. My. Let's go.
The law doesn't say, well, my wife's allowed, or I'm allowed to take my wife's property because I need to check it for this or that. No, to me, this broke down to Grace Jabari stealing property and Jonathan Majors using force. Now, the question is appropriate force to take back his property? But that seemed to be an argument that was missed completely in this trial.
You snatch my phone, that mean you want to fight. You lucky she lucky. Girl. He should have bopped her ass. Should have diddy bopped her. Let me stop. Okay, again, we do not condone violence over here. But what was he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do when? Okay, on period. I definitely, I think, just the adrenaline and the things that's probably rushing in your head, and then you're thinking like, what's in your phone? Like the last thing you want to do in that moment is let whoever has your phone take off with your phone. Like I need my phone. Like I feel like that would even make the quietest person in the room become unruly if you went up and just snatched their phone. Like I think that would make anybody just flip out, even if that's not your character. You know what I'm saying? Like you just take my phone. It's like an extension these days. You know what I'm saying? You feel like a lot of people feel like lost without their phone. You know? And he didn't. He didn't whoop her ass. He didn't fuck her up because she took the phone. He just took the phone back and he used, what he, in his opinion, was reasonable force. They're saying, okay, now this is the fucked up part, and they always do us like this because they're scared of us. They're scared of us, okay, on period. Because he's big and he black. So he didn't realize how much force he was using, but it was too much, and that's how she got hurt. Because he big, he black, he's strong. He's stronger to do it. We more strong than other men that are the same size or the statue. I guess is that we're more strong. Is that what that were? Because of his size and his mass and his build and his body and his musculos, he didn't realize that he was harming Jabari when he was harming her because he's so strong. He's such a black man. Well, if Jabari know that he was so strong and intimidated, why she snatched the phone in the first fucking place? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I believe any force used after you snatched my motherfucking phone is reasonable. Did I get my phone back? Did I continue the pursuit after I took my phone? Then it was reasonable. I got my phone. Unreasonable would be after I obtained my phone to continue to whoop your fucking ass for fucking trying me. That's unreasonable. Reasonable is I got my phone back, bitch. Now you go your way, I go mine, and don't you ever try that shit again. That's reasonable. Girl, stop playing with me. That's reasonable right there. That's reasonable. Okay, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Snatch my phone again. Snatch my phone again. Snatch it again. Okay, on period. I too didn't snatch the phone this motherfucking year, okay? Y'all remember that. Y'all don't remember me snatching that phone this year? Okay. I too have had an eventful year, okay? Yeah, so snatch a nigga phone, snatch a nigga phone, snatch a nigga phone. But again, we don't condone violence here in the home of the situation. We don't. We don't. Okay, on period. But why is Grace not being held accountable? Why is Jabari Grace not being held accountable whatsoever for her role here? You know, I guess it just depends where you at because if they were like in Vegas, both of their ass to be in trouble with. Okay, Vegas don't play. Vegas don't play with okay on period. But I don't know. New York is a little different. He called the police because she was allegedly suicidal and overdosing in his closet, and the police came and arrested him. While she walked out the front door as if nothing happened, nothing ever happened. Back to the receipts. Y'all like this video, like this video, like this video right now. We need YouTube sending out all of our notifications. Let's go, Crown family. Let me see those crowns in the chat. It's lit over here in the home of the lituation. Leave it to the official campaign to bring some clarity to a dusty situation.
I'm not sure quite why. For the most part, they really focused on, can you believe that these injuries actually occurred in that vehicle when Grace Jabari then went off drinking with these new friends that she saw, that she supposedly bumped into a wall, supposedly bounced her head off of the...
When she was at the nightclub, she wasn't checking for that finger. At not one time did she go, ooh, my finger hurt, or ooh, was she like, she was drinking, she was smoking cigarettes, she was bending the finger. Like, the evidence is you can't dispute the photos and the video evidence, and somehow Jonathan Majors still was found guilty. It's crazy to me.
DJ booth, was smoking with a cigarette. Was her finger really broken? Was her ear really scratched? That's where this case really focused. It didn't focus on, is any person justified of using force to take back their property?
So Majors didn't testify in his own defense, right?
That's correct. He did not testify in this case.
So do you think that helped or hurt him?
Hindsight's always 20/20. So you look at it now and you're like, maybe it hurt him. I think the difficulty in him testifying was that...
I don't think so. If he would have testified, we would have taken his words and dissected for the next 10 years. They would have eaten this case up. The trial transcripts would have been public and it would have been all over the internet. We wanted to know more about his thoughts about Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott and Michelle. We wanted to know more about that. Okay. We wanted to get all up into the mind of this alleged maniac. Okay. Yeah. So I think it was in his best interest not to take the stand, because, he would have been answering to this for the next few years. Okay. Period. And again, he still has his career to salvage. Okay. And, I believe that God has something better for him. 50 Cent. Where's 50 Cent? Don't 50 Cent got a new network? Don't 50 Cent. You better go get Jonathan Majors while you can. Somebody tell 50 Cent to go get Jonathan Majors. Jonathan can actually play Diddy in your Surviving Diddy series. Ooh, that'll be good. That'll be good. What, 50. Y'all go tag 50 Cent. Everybody go tag 50 Cent. Tell 50 Cent that official campaign said he better get the hurry up and jump on board with Jonathan. Okay, you better hurry up and jump on board with Jonathan Majors. Win, okay, on period. A lot of people, a lot of these girls be dropping them, and 50 Cent be picking them up. Win, okay, on period. This would be another good opportunity for Diddy. What the hell is going on here? I don't know what this is. 50 Cent to pick up some really good talent. Yes, you guys know that 50 Cent is putting together a Surviving Diddy series, and all of the proceeds are going to go to the actual victims of Sean Combs. Okay. Yeah, somebody said that Jackie was in line. We got to let the girls know that Jackie is not a real victim. Okay. Jackie is no victim. Okay? Don't give her no money. Don't give her no money. Back to the situation. Y'all like this video, like this video, like this video right now.
That the evidence that came in was so strong that, for lack of a better term, this was a toxic relationship. This was a man who believed he was, as his own words, a great man, and that he needed a great woman similar to like that of Michelle Obama or Coretta Scott King, and through the prosecution's eyes or their lens was manipulating Grace Jabari to be someone else through...
You should have... Girl... I don't know what he was looking for. It gives a little confusion. Maybe our friend Jonathan is a little confused, because if he was looking for Michelle Obama or a Coretta Scott King in this woman, I don't think he was ever going to find those qualities.
verbal and emotional abuse, and that this crescendo of verbal and emotional abuse led to the physical abuse that is this case. And if Jonathan Majors took the stand, he would have had to answer for each and every one of those instances of verbal and emotional abuse. And I think that would have been very damning for him, not just in a criminal setting, but also in a PR setting, because he's got to have a life after this. So I think strategically it makes sense for him not to testify. But I think on another sense, him testifying to what happened in that vehicle, saying, I was just trying to get my phone back. This was not a form of manipulation. This wasn't a form of abuse. This was someone took my property and I tried to take it back with as little force or little harm as possible, and she wasn't injured when I left. I think that could have been helpful as well.
My. Y'all like this video? Like this video? Like this video right now. It's the official King Pain Show. Act like you know. We need YouTube sending out all of our notifications. Are you guys supporting the show? Are you guys enjoying the commentary? If you guys are enjoying the commentary, remember to support. We got Cash App, Super Chat, Venmo, Zelle. Okay, on period. We can't do it without all your support. Okay, on period. Support the show. Support the show. Support the show. Yeah, so that's the name of the game. Support.
All right, let's go to Aaron Katersky, who's been covering this for us. Thank you, Brian, our senior investigative reporter. So, Aaron, this is a split verdict. Brian's just been slicing and dicing the law with us and some of the evidence in the case. What do you make of this verdict?
It wasn't a text message. It was actually an audio recording. I have the audio recording here, friend. Okay, on period. If you guys want to hear that audio recording, you guys remember to support. Okay, on period. Support the show. Support the show. Support the show. Guys, let's go.
What's the jury saying, and what are the consequences for Jonathan Majors?
I think off the bat, with 2 counts of conviction, Jonathan Majors faces as much as a year in prison, although hard-pressed to find another case of misdemeanor domestic violence where a first-time offender actually served time. But
they're trying to make an example out of Jonathan. So, I mean, if he has to serve some time from this, like, I'm going to be outside the jail protesting. Like, I can't. Like, we need to actually, you know, do something here. Like, that's crazy. This is his first offense. He's never been in trouble before. That's in prison. Wow. And again, he was not the aggressor. And nothing is no consequences for Grace Jabari. Wow.
That as it may, he does face the possibility of a year in prison on each of the 2 counts of conviction. Kerry, I think the verdict reflects a signal from the jury that they did not believe Jonathan Majors intentionally assaulted Grace Jabari in the backseat of that SUV back in March, but was reckless when he tried to grab back his phone and left her with a lacerated ear and a fractured finger. Because on both counts that involved intentional conduct, the jury acquitted him. On the counts where it was just reckless assault, he was convicted. And then the jury saw video of the alleged harassment outside the SUV where Majors is seen hoisting Jabari off the ground and shoving her back into the SUV. That was pretty cut and dry, it seemed, to the jury, and so they convicted him on the single.
When you say it like that, okay? When you see it with those lenses, I seen him pick her up and place his girlfriend back in the car. What did you see?
A misdemeanor count of harassment.
So what's the talk, Ben, Aaron, just about his future and his career and how that's playing into all of this? I mean, a lot of the coverage has been about how he was this rising star within Marvel, and that this case could devastate his future.
Well, he was a rising star within Marvel, wasn't he? You know, with roles in Loki and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, which is where he met Grace Jabari on set. She was doing a dance instruction for some of the cast members. And
dance instructor, girl, please. Y'all know after this she's gonna be looking for a check. She looking. I'm sure of it. She's gonna be looking for some money next. Yes, it did.
A lot of his projects have been put on hold pending the outcome of the case. But regardless, and you know, he can try to fight the 2 counts of conviction. But regardless, there were some things that came out during trial which were not a good look for his reputation. The jury heard, and Majors does not dispute, that Majors was throwing things at Grace Jabari on several occasions, threw a candle at her head, the candle container smashed, the jury saw pictures of it.
Majors did not testify to dispute anything, so don't do that. Don't do that. He said, Jabari testified that Majors was throwing stuff at her, and Majors did not dispute. Majors didn't testify whatsoever.
There were clearly instances of verbal and emotional abuse where he's imploring her not to come home drunk because he's a great man. He needs a great woman.
What is the problem with that? I don't. It's not your home. Go get your own place, ma'am. Why you gotta come to my shit drunk? We're dating.
To support him and implores her to behave more like Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama, implicitly comparing himself to the husbands of those two women. And there were other instances where he tells her, and the jury saw surveillance images of this, to button up her blouse. He thought her blouse was unbuttoned too much as they were going out on the night.
Again, I'm not understanding the issues. I mean, if he didn't appreciate the strong black man that you had, you should have went and moved on.
March 25th, earlier this year, when the assault occurred. So there were things that weren't great for Majors that came out. Now, whether he can overcome that, Kira, Terry, you guys know Hollywood sometimes has short memories.
Well, although since really the Me Too movement, it is hard for someone to come back from these kinds of allegations without a great journey of reconciliation with all, himself first, perhaps.
And Terry, I think that what you just said seems to reflect a reason that the Manhattan District Attorney decided to bring this case in the first place, because prosecutors seem to believe that it doesn't have to just be Harvey Weinstein or conduct that reaches that level. And in fact, I think prosecutors are coming to a belief that women are enduring all sorts of other kinds of domestic violence that don't necessarily rise to felony conduct under the law, but may deserve a look from prosecutors nonetheless.
So again, they wanted to make an example out of Jonathan Majors. I mean, it may not be as serious, but they want to let the public know that domestic violence is a serious offense that they take seriously there in New York.
I can't think of another misdemeanor assault case that's ever gone to trial in the last 20 years here, Terry. But the Manhattan DA's office was determined to bring the case, knowing that it was an imperfect set of facts. And I think
they were determined to bring the case. They were determined to make an example out of Jonathan Majors. This is America. This is America.
I think the split verdict reflects that. But knowing it was an imperfect set of facts, they moved ahead anyway because they wanted to send, I think, a bit of a message that conduct women often endure in relationships, even if it isn't as serious as something like a Harvey Weinstein, nonetheless deserves a day in court.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, point well made. Overall, not a real healthy relationship when you learned a lot of the facts and the back and forth and just the
Girl, please. Girl, please. They were dating. They were dating. Okay, on period clearly. And he was talking to multiple women. Okay, she didn't like that. Okay, and when she found out, she decided that she was going to attack him. She was going to snatch his phone. And Jonathan, realizing that it wasn't the best situation to be in, snatched his phone back and tried to escape. Okay, he tried to escape the public scrutiny. He tried to escape the, police and all of the hoopla, but Jabari would wind up on his closet floor, passed out, and fearing for her life, trying to save her. He thinking that there's something wrong. Jonathan called the police, and the police would ultimately come and arrest him. While she was pretending. Okay, I got the receipts here. Okay, on period. A lot of people are interested in the Martin Luther King, Coretta Scott receipt win. Okay, on period. I have the receipts right here. I got the audio leak right here. Okay, on period. You guys like this video? Like this video right now. Okay, on period. And you guys remember to support. We got Cash App, Super Chat, Venmo, Zelle, Crypto, PayPal. However you want to do it. Your support goes a mighty long way around here. It helps us keep the lights on. Continue to support the video. Only in America can you call the cops and they arrest you. Hell, one time I called the cops and they put a gun in my face immediately when they got there. It'd be like that for us sometimes. And that's not okay. That's not okay. Okay. I'm sorry that happened to you, Bree. Yes. Oh, and a lot of the stuff that, I say and I do is for entertainment purposes, but that's not okay, Bree. That's not okay. Yes. And again, I'm sorry that happened to you. That enrages me too. Just like this whole Jonathan Major thing enrages me. Things. I mean, even though a lot of people say, we've come so far, whoop, whoop, and it's not like that. And a lot of times things can be so black and white. And in this era, it seems polarizing that it can be polarizing to some people that things like this are still happening. You know. So yeah, let me pull up the video. Yeah, Bree about to have me over here crying. They know they didn't put no gun in my friend face. I'm over here mad already, girl. You over here talking about they were putting guns in your face and it happens because we black. That ain't fair. That ain't fair. That ain't right. That ain't right. Okay, YouTube already motherfucking fucking with me enough. Okay, on period. I feel like the reason that my views is low and they not sitting down because I'm black. You don't never hear about the other content creators, the clear folk talking about, oh, YouTube is playing with my algorithm. They don't even talk about no damn algorithm. They first check on the motherfucking YouTube be 2 down, 3 down. You always see them bragging about how much money they making. And the black content creators, you always see them talk about how they're being stifled and how their growth and is not doing, how their platform is not doing what it needs to do. And it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Leave it to the official campaign to bring some clarity to a dusty situation. Okay, Jonathan Majors wanted Jabari, okay, to be more like Michelle Obama, and conduct herself with class. And Jabari is anything but a classy woman. She's a drunk, like I said. And instead of going home to think about or reflect on the night, she went out to party and max out Jonathan's credit card, which goes to show you the type of person that she is. Okay. So let's get into this video because a lot of people believe it was a text message. No, actually, Jabari was secretly recording Jonathan Majors because she knew that this was coming. Jonathan was telling her, like it stated, that if she has to get drunk, if she has to go out and get drunk, don't come back here drunk. Just don't come here drunk. Keyword drunk.
Jonathan. It's a bizarre rant as actor Jonathan Majors berates his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari. Majors is upset that she'd gone out partying.
Do you really go there? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house?
Do you really love me? Do you really love me? She said, yes. He said, then how dare you come back and disturb the peace of our house? My. Is it too much, Crown Family? Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask?
Do you really go there? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan?
When we have a plan, this is not part of the plan. You ain't tell me your ass was gonna be going out getting drunk every night. Like, how dare you disrespect and spit in the face of our plan that we have together? We have a plan. You supposed to be the Michelle to my Obama, the Coretta to my Martin.
I'm sorry.
He then tells Jabari that she needs to emulate 2 iconic women.
Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama. Barack Obama's wife.
I know. I'm not. I shouldn't have gone out. I'm
No,
sorry.
Leave it to the official campaign to bring out the receipts. Y'all thought it was a text message? Nah, girl. She was secretly recording him, kind of like Christian Key's been secretly recording Tyler Perry. She been secretly recording Jonathan Majors, which was really contributed to the win in court for Jabari. Okay, because she had all of this evidence from years.
Really go ahead. Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan?
I'm so sorry.
He then tells Jabari that she needs to emulate two iconic women.
Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama. Barack Obama's wife.
I know, I'm not. I shouldn't have gone out. I'm
No,
sorry.
The ex-girlfriend secretly recorded the argument in 2022.
I'm a great man. A great.
It's okay, black girl. Leave it to the official campaign to bring some clarity, okay? You didn't have to follow the case because we here in the home of the lituation, we keep up on all the news and the latest gossip when okay on period. Listen to this.
Man, I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in.
The defense rested its case with...
Oh, that's the position you was in.
Good morning, Jonathan.
That's the position you was in, okay, until she intentionally ruined it all. Okay, it wasn't her. To me, it was her intention to ruin his career because he was challenging her to be something that she simply is not. She's not those black women. She can't be those black. I mean, her hair is blonde, her eyes are blue. I mean, what do you want her to do? Seeing that she could never live up to the standards of Jonathan, she came up with her own plan to secure the bag. Okay, it wasn't enough that she was fucking him every night because he wasn't satisfied. She had to come up with another way to live that life that fucking dancer.
Tells Jabari that she needs to emulate two iconic women.
Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama. Barack Obama's wife.
I know, I'm not. I shouldn't have gone out. I'm
No,
sorry.
The ex-girlfriend secretly recorded the argument in 2022.
I'm a great man. A great man. I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in.
The defense rested its case without calling Jonathan Majors to the stand, but the actor was seen wiping away tears as his attorney made closing arguments to the jury in which she accused the ex-girlfriend of telling little white lies and also big lies. Anything to say about the video evidence?
It is astounding that they even came to this verdict when Jabari was found. She was caught in so many lies in court. Like they said, little white lies, big lies. She just a liar. She don't have any type of credibility. The only thing she has is her fair skin and her blonde hair. And I just don't get it. I just don't like what heavy evidence did she bring with her? Because again, she was caught in so many lies during this trial.
Evidence, Jonathan. As the jury deliberates, they will consider this jaw-dropping surveillance tape where it appears Jabari is pursuing Majors after a physical back and forth in the SUV over a text he received from another woman named Cleopatra. And then the big moment where Majors is accused of pushing her back into the SUV. The next day is when Jabari is found on the floor of the walk-in closet. Majors called cops when he couldn't get inside.
I banged on the door. I've been at the apartment for about 40 minutes now. I couldn't get in. I finally went downstairs and asked the doorman to help us. They let me in via the handyman.
In the aftermath,
again, everything being shown to you guys is being shown to you guys underneath the fair use and copyright doctrine. Like this video, like this video, like this video right now, Crown Family. We need you to send out all our notifications when.
Cops are seen talking to Majors. They look around the apartment from the bedroom with the unmade bed to the sprawling living room area. Majors is seen on the phone. Then Jabari surfaces dressed in a sweat.
I thought she was fixing to die. Wasn't this bitch just dead on the closet floor? This is not okay. This is so what why is the police even here, bitch, if you all right? Did she just get up? Did this bitch just get up and get dressed? Anybody else think that's a little suspicious? The police are there because she overdosed on the closet floor, which means that when Jonathan got there, she pretended as if she was unable to get up. When the police got up there, she she got her ass up, she got dressed, and they took Jonathan right on down to jail. Where's the footage?
The next day is when Jabari is found on the floor of the walk.
Look how she holding her feet. That's how you know she fake. Look at them feet. Look how she holding them feet. That's how you know she faking. That's how you know she faking. And look how she holding them toes. I'm done. It's time for me to go to bed. This is fucking ridiculous. How they did this shit to Jonathan Majors like that.
Walk-in closet. Majors called cops when he.
What's wrong with the bitch? Shit, why she making like she can't get up? Why? What's wrong with
get
her?
Inside.
I banged on the door. I've been at the apartment for about 40 minutes now. I couldn't get in. I finally went downstairs and asked the doorman to help us. They let me in via the handyman.
In the aftermath, cops are seen talking to Majors. They look around the apartment from the bedroom with the unmade bed to the sprawling living room area. Majors is seen on the.
Mind you, his house looked way better than Keke Palmer's. Okay, at least he got some up to date shit in his house. Keke Palmer got all old shit in her house. Okay.
Phone. Then Jabari's.
She went from being hardly able to move to moving around, moving about, getting dressed, gathering her possessions, and what?
Surfaces dressed in a sweatshirt and jeans. She leaves the apartment.
I thought they said the police escorted her out. I thought they said the police escorted her out. I thought they said that she got an ambulance to the hospital. I thought she was in the ambulance on her way to the hospital. I thought they said the police walked her out. Play it again. I got you, friend. Y'all know the official campaign come with all the receipts. Y'all know the official campaign come with all the receipts. If you guys are enjoying the show, please support. Okay, we can't do without your support. Okay, Cash App, Super Chat, Venmo, Zelle, Crypto, PayPal, or Girl. However you want to do it, support the show. Support the show. We gotta stick together. We gotta stick together. Okay, on period. This is how we do it. Okay, by supporting the show. Listen. Let's go, y'all.
The next day is when Jabari is found on the floor of the walk-in closet. Majors called cops when he couldn't get inside.
I banged on the door. I've been at the apartment for about 40 minutes now. I couldn't get in. I finally went downstairs and asked the doorman to help us. They let me in via the handyman.
In the aftermath, cops are seen talking to Majors. They look around the apartment from the bedroom with the unmade bed to the sprawling living room area. Majors is seen on the phone. Then Jabari surfaces dressed in a sweatshirt and jeans. She leaves the apartment and is seen making calls on the elevator.
Y'all know I come with the receipts, right? Y'all know that I always come with the receipts, right? She didn't even know ambulance. She left on her own recognizance. News reports will tell you that she got in an ambulance and she left. She did not. Again, you guys seen it right here. Surveillance video shows that she left on her own. Okay, and there's more footage where that comes from. Okay, on period. Let's check out the footage from the fateful night where Jonathan Majors and Grace Jabari would get into an altercation in the Escalade in Manhattan. Y'all like this video? Like this video? Like this video right now? Everything being shown to you guys during this video is being shown to you guys underneath the fair use and copyright doctrine. It's my motherfucking opinion. Mixed with receipt. Check it out. If you want to take it, just don't be weird. So this is the black car pulling up to the light. This is the Escalade. This is where the fight would ensue. Jonathan Majors hops out of the car. He tries to leave. She just snatches his phone. He then snatches his phone back. She don't want him to leave. She's still trying to get the phone. He picks her up and places her back in the car. Mind you, they're at a light. Okay, the car is getting ready to take off. Get back in the car. I'm leaving. You go home. You go home. I'll see you at the house. She refuses to go. No, you're gonna go see that bitch. Who are you texting? So I'm going with you. Woo, woo, woo. And he's like, you're not going with me. Woo, 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 woo. He done. She's still reaching for the phone. He out of there. Woo. Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the car. Solo. Get in the car. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. Get in the car. Oh, y'all like this video, like this video, like this video right now. Her finger doesn't look broken. Hey, Skilo friend. Skilo in the motherfucking building. Did you like this video, friend? Like this video, like this video, like this video right now. I want to see everybody liking this video. Like this video right now. We just passed the 2-hour threshold. We just passed the 2-hour threshold, which means we've been live for 2 hours. Okay, on period. Can we get everybody to hop out the bushes and support the show? We ask everybody send just $5 for the 2 hours we've been live. For real. This is the home of the situation. Act like you know. Okay. Hop out the bushes, support the show. Okay, on period. Yes, we're asking everybody send just $5 for the 5 hours we've been live. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of this body. Yes, sir. Stand with me. Agree with me. Guys, support the show. We're all a part of this body. Yes, it is God's will that every need be supplied. Yes, you are important to me, and I need you to support the show, support the home of the situation. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this video, and support this video. We got Cash App, Super Chat, Venmo, Zelle, crypto, however you want to do it. Just support. Yeah, and if you guys need any links, let us know in the chat, and my mods will drop them. Oop, 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 oop. Okay. She was chasing his ass down. She was hawking him down in them heels, okay? Lord. He was out. Oh, I don't know who told him those high waters were cute. Somebody needs to go tell Jonathan that them high waters is not cute. Okay, up here. Who's the stylist? Why she keep on fixing them up in them damn high waters? Them high waters is not cute. Yeah, hop out of the bushes and support. Hey, Davin, what's going on? You guys all make sure that you guys are checking out Davin Lewis right here on YouTube and subscribe. Davin says King Payne was shaking, just getting in the house. I was there today in the courthouse and saw him keep his calm. I don't think he's going to jail to do jail time at all. I know that's right. Shout out to Davin Lewis, who was there in the courthouse. If you was there in the courthouse and you would like to come on up and say anything, what you heard, what had happened, when you've been following the court case, let us know what that were. Okay, the link is in the chat. When they caught Jabari lying several times. Okay, why do you think the verdict still came back guilty? Oh, it's a whole lot of dusty shit going on. Leave it to the official campaign to bring some clarity to a dusty situation. Are you guys supporting the show? We got exclusives. We got exclusive information on the floor. When you guys make sure that you guys are supporting the show, support the home of the lituation. We got Cash Up, Super Chat, Venmo, okay, on period. Don't be weird. Hop out of the bushes and support. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. We got the exclusive receipts in the house. When the Fish King Pain then gave you guys over 2 hours worth of commentary. Y'all hop out of the bushes and y'all support. Davin Lewis is in the house. He said he was there in court today as the verdict rang out. Okay, on period. My. So it looks as though he done lost it now. Damn. Y'all see how these cameras work now? They done followed these girls all around the city. They got cameras everywhere. They done pull footage from every camera on every block. Okay, on period. They figuring it out. They didn't put it together for her to be the victim. She's sure running very, very hard and fast after Jonathan. Jonathan, to me, appears to be the victim here, but black men in America can't be victims. We don't get to be victims. My, who, what is this? Oh, now she meeting a random man. Now she linking up with random mans. My. Where y'all going? Oh, y'all going to the club? Shit, I was trying to go to the club too, but this is my boyfriend. He don't like to go out. Oh, those cameras never work when we looking for our missing girls. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Those cameras don't never work when we looking for our missing people. So, as she's out there with these white guys, Jonathan walks by. Mind you, she tries to get these men that she just met to whoop Jonathan's ass. She's telling them to whoop his ass. He said, stay away from me. Stay over there. Leave me alone. Stay away from me. She's still chasing him down. So this is the next day in the apartment. He went to a hotel. She went back home. He's leading the police up to the room, the closet where she is. Oh, he cares because she's on the closet floor naked. So he grabbed the blanket and he places the blanket over her naked body before the police. This is a big ass apartment, Wendy. Yes, it did. This house is nice. Keke Palmer, you doing the wrong shit with your money, clearly. Yes, it did. Yeah, this motherfucker is massive. I need to go by your house. I need to go to Jonathan's house, When see what that's like. When looking at her on the floor, like what is going on? The police is looking up at him like, what did you do? You see how the police looked at Jonathan? Like, what did you do? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. This is a mess. This is a whole mess. Y'all like this video, like this video, like this video right now. Y'all like this video, like this video, like this video right now. Oh, are you guys supporting this video? Did you guys enjoy this video? Did you guys enjoy this content? Before we head out, we have an exclusive. Okay, Davin Lewis is coming up. Okay, he's going to tell us what happened in the courthouse. Okay, on period. Oh, shout out to everybody here. Shout out to everybody watching. Y'all like this video. Y'all support this video. This is the Official King Pain Show. Act like you know. It's saying it's not working. Y'all like this video, like this video, and support. If you guys enjoyed the show, y'all hop out of the bushes and support. We got Cash App, Super Chat, Venmo, Zelle, Crypto, PayPal, however you want to do it. Yay, so we got Davin Lewis in the house. Hey, Davin, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? I ain't even gonna get on camera right now because it's too dark out here. I'm still moving and shit. You know what I mean? But listen, I have I don't know how well you guys can hear me. I have been down there except for 4 days the past 2 weeks. I saw Jonathan when he walked in the first time. He acknowledged me. That's in one of the videos I got. He actually gave me a fist bump up in the air. And I saw his demeanor for the first 3 days and how that was. And then when, you know, and that was just the preliminary stuff. You know, you coming in, you getting your charges read to you, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Following that, after those 3 days, his demeanor changed drastically. And like I said, we were around this guy. I had the opportunity two days out of the 2 weeks of the trial. And today would conclude 3 actually, because today's Monday. But I actually was sitting in front of Megan Good and Jonathan in the courtroom. The courtroom is, just to give y'all an estimate, the courtroom is very small. So they couldn't allow any more than like 10 to 11 people that were part of press or anything like that actually in the courtroom at a time. So it got to a point as more people started coming in from press, from Fox News, CNN, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You started getting actually more people, you know what I mean, having to wait out a longer term to get into the courtroom. So I became almost impossible. So we were pretty much regulated to the press areas and things like that when we came in the courtroom and things like that and outside. Today, when I saw him walk out of the courtroom, I gotta honestly and truthfully say he definitely kept his vigor about him. He definitely kept his gumption. I don't know what you want to call his constitution, but he walked through that crowd as far as I can see, not looking like a bothered man. And which brings me to the question of this. The charges that he was convicted of are some of the lightest charges you could think of. I think all of them are misdemeanors pretty much, and none of them really carry any heinous time. The problem is his reputation has now been skewed because Disney has decided to drop him, which a lot of people, if you pay attention to that comic book world, I'm one of them that does that whole MCU thing. You kind of knew it was coming because they were slowly and gradually itching in that they wanted to circumnavigate and go with Doom. So, you know, they had some backup plans, in my opinion, already set in place just in case he did have a guilty verdict. And I think they knew he had a guilty verdict probably as early as of last week, you know. So it was just a point of just riding it out, doing the procedure and everything like that. But like, yeah, once again, like I said, I've actually got footage up on my page. You guys are welcome to go check it out from today. I got a long form of it, which was about an hour. We were sitting out there waiting for him to come out of the courthouse because there was so much press out there. I mean, we had Pix 11 from local New York. We had Fox. We had CNN. We had some international agencies out there. It was just, today was definitely, in the 2 weeks that I've been going back and forth to that courtroom, I would say Friday and today were definitely the days that were the most packed because the verdict was actually supposed to come out on Friday. And I wanted to just add one more thing here just for you guys so you'll understand some things here. This all happened at a club in Chinatown. And ironically enough, and that's in Lower Manhattan for y'all that don't know. But the people that do know that live in New York City tri-state, this happened in basically Lower Manhattan in Chinatown. The club was in Chinatown. Also, the court was in Chinatown. And so one of the things that they got, because I heard somebody say, well, why was the footage so clear? Well, one of the things that happened was they had a couple of different instances where they had what you would use the terminology Asian hate. And so as a part of a bill the New York City passed, they implemented putting in new cameras and everything else in those areas to thwart off that type of stuff. So that's why you see the cameras. Those cameras right there were part of a wider plan, which they actually put them in the subways too in that area. So like, you know, a lot of people, they'll beat the feds and things like that when they catch in the subway. And now they surprised they got these clearer pictures of them because before that, it wasn't like that. They were blurry pictures. You can ask anybody to live up this area. They were blurry pictures, blurry video. You know what I mean? You're lucky if you make out anybody. And the other thing I wanted to add in was this. His apartment is actually in Chinatown too. So this whole thing happened within the circumference of not only his home, but the club itself was only maybe, I don't know, maybe like 10 blocks, if not less, from where the courthouse actually was. So all this happened, pretty much locally for Jonathan Majors. He lives there, he went to party there, and ultimately he ended up going to court there.
Okay. So what was going on in court with Jabari? I mean, I was told that there was a lot of times where they caught her in live. She testified, correct?
Yes, she did testify. Jonathan Majors didn't testify. So on, I believe it was Thursday of the week before last, or the first week of the trial, that's when she first took the stand. And I wasn't in there for that first one, but the second one I was in there, which was to be the next Friday. Like I said, the courtroom is very small that they were in. It's a federal courthouse, so they have multiple different courtrooms. And so she gave some testimony, and it was kind of like muttering the line, if that makes sense. Like she was caught in a position where she talked too much. This is my opinion. If she talked too much, and I was only in the courtroom for like 20, 25 minutes, just to make that clear. She pointed out and tried to point out things in a position where it would make her look innocent either way that it went. Like you guys were pointing to the footage where she was in the front of the club, and you kind of added in, but instead, hey, she was probably getting these dudes to try to work Jonathan Majors. Probably so, or at the very least try to make him jealous. You know what I mean? So when those tapes broke that Wednesday, which was the day before she testified on the stand, I think TMZ did that on purpose because she didn't take the stand on Wednesday. I was there Wednesday. She took the stand on Thursday. The tapes were released to the public on Wednesday. So, and I'll get into that too because Jonathan Majors' lawyer had actually asked, and I was present for that as well, had actually asked for the social media coverage to be limited to the jurors and things like that. So that's the questions there. But anyway, the footage was released, and you see what you see. You guys see her chasing her down the street. That's actually not too far from Canal Street. So a lot of us are local in New York. We know where that area is. It's actually going into Tribeca. If you guys ever heard of Tribeca Film Festival, which Robert De Niro hosts and everything like that, he lives down that area. So it's a very opulent area around that area. I personally think that she tried to cover her bases as much as she could. And I would think that the video would overpower anything that she had to say, and ultimately it didn't. I think they wanted to make an example of him. I think anything that this woman said, and this is not an American woman too, let me throw that in. This woman's from England, and she's from white and some type of Middle Eastern background. So she's not even an American woman. She's not an American citizen, which goes in to say something else. Jonathan Majors also may possibly face some charges in England concerning the same. Yeah. So they're doing an investigation there now. So, that just came to light to me about a week ago that there was actually an investigation. And I think it's the something Gazette over there. They had made a whole profile of it, so it caught my eye. But yeah, he might possibly, not as of yet, be charged with something over in England too, based on some phone calls and things like that were recorded, a whole bunch of messy stuff. So from what I heard of what I heard her testify to, and what I wish I would have sat in there and heard what the driver said, because the driver actually, that was the most damning day it was, and I think that's why TMZ released it, because he testified on Wednesday. They also had a clinical psychiatrist dude. I got to hear some of the transcripts and stuff like that of what he had to say, but I wasn't sitting in the courtroom for that. But I was there every day of the past 2 weeks except for 4 days. Literally, one day it was just too cold, and it just wasn't happening. But I was there, and I can tell you, his temperament from the day he walked in that courtroom to today, you could definitely tell. And if you guys just look at my footage, you could tell on his face too. He was definitely trying to keep his composure walking through those seas of cameras from different multiple news agencies, international and national here.
That's crazy. What was the most interesting thing about Jabari's testimony, in your opinion?
The fact that she went as far as she did, and her defense went as far as they did her team went as far as to try to make it look like she was an angel. You got typical. It's not really I can point out, because all of it's in a defensive fashion, really, to me. It seemed like she was more on the side, in my opinion, of defending herself more so than Jonathan Majors was in the line of defending himself. And that's why I say, once again, all the evidence or the videotape. In most other situations, this would be, you know what I mean? Like, okay, done deal. We're not even going to proceed with this. But there was definitely a reason why they proceeded with it. I think it was to sell a story that's age old. Don't you go messing with them white girls. You know what I mean? And it goes on both sides, you know, and however that sounds. But I think that's what they were trying to let him know. It's kind of a little warning shot. I don't think he's going to do any jail time. Even if he would have got charged with everything, he would have done a year max, which would have concluded in New York in about 4 months. You know what I mean? So it's just more now. So, in my opinion, his reputation is tarnished in Hollywood, which I think there was an agenda to do that too. You know, and I'll just add this in. I just want to say this, ladies and gentlemen, please don't be so quick to jump online and start bashing or making fun of, because there's other eyes watching. And to them, it's okay, mission accomplished, if that makes any sense to you guys. You know what I mean? And I really sincerely mean that. Just don't get on and bash this guy because he got convicted, because this could be your brother, this could be your uncle. Some of y'all have uncles and nephews and cousins and sons that are in the same predicament right now. You know, no more than for them to come home. So, you know, for the people that's worth it, yeah, let's wish jail on them or whatever the case may be. But this guy wasn't convicted of any sexual assault or even really battering this woman. They convicted him of the part of the video which kind of hurt him when he was throwing her back into the Jeep there, as you guys see. So that's a 3rd degree assault.
So do you think that Jonathan would ever be able to recover from this?
If Will Smith can, he can.
Will Smith has to kind of go like the independent route. You think Jonathan has enough notoriety to like start his own independent production company?
He does. But, you know, once again, it takes money for those things, you know, and it takes backing. And right now, at this point, you know, you're going to find a lot of people, I hate to say it, a lot of black and brown people backing away from him, you know. I want to give a kudos to Megan Good, because she was there every day with him. So was her mother. So was his mother. And a couple other family members that alternated, which I got some footage of them too. I'll throw that up or whatever. But honestly and truthfully, I think he can bounce back. I think that he's going to have to mess with some smaller directors, and it's going to take some time. You know, just like Will Smith had to sit down for a minute. You know, that's why they put the Oscar ban on him. You sit down for a minute. You know, we'll reconsider you. It will probably make it a little shorter. You know, we say 10 years, but it'll probably be more like 6 or 7. You know what I mean? 5 if you're in good behavior. And I think that's what they're going to do with him. His charges weren't that heinous. He can bounce back from it. And if Robert Downey Jr. can come back from being a cokehead and turn into Iron Man, anybody can do it.
You think that Jabari is going to seek money? You think she's going to be looking for some money from Majors now that she has this conviction?
Conviction, yeah. That was brought up today. It's a possibility she could go for a civil lawsuit, but it would depend on this. She has to prove that those injuries that she sustained. See, that's the thing. She wasn't able to prove that her injuries were sustained based on what the doctor said and a couple other people. He said it wasn't conclusive with someone that had blunt trauma, meaning that she had been grabbed in a motion or whatever, and her arm twisted and her finger, you know, dislocated, and another injury she said that was behind her ear. When the cops got there, they said that wasn't consistent. If you guys watch the video, you'll see that. When you see another instance or whatever, you'll say something else, and you'll see, and this will come out in the transcript from the stenographer, I'm sure, when they release to the public. You'll see that this Jabari didn't prove any of the more heinous situations. She just got a kind of a pass with, okay, well, he's obviously throwing her back in the Jeep. Even though it doesn't look forcefully, this is King the Conqueror. You know, the game, this guy is huge. This is the guy that played in Creed.
He's a man,
you know?
like man.
So, you know, that's more what it was. So they got him with the lesser charges. Like I said, a 3rd degree assault. Before I even spoke on it, I wanted to make sure I knew what the charges were or whatever. But yeah, they got him with the lowest form of the charges they could get him with. And, you know, they'll probably give him some type of extended probation or something like that. But they're not going to spill up the New York City jail system with something like this. You know what I mean? I think it's something that will eventually be expunged from his record. It's just a meaning of whether or not the people will forgive him or whatever. And that's the main thing. Will the people forgive them, you know? And if they do and they have a demand, I mean, you got the power in your hand. If you wanted Jonathan Majors back tomorrow, all you got to do is just get online and raise your voice loud enough.
Okay. Like the official campaign.
Yeah, exactly, brother. So I just tell people, just don't hop online bashing them or whatever. Realize this man could be your uncle, your father, anybody, and more importantly enough, he's got family too, which his mother and everybody else was there, and he really was convicted of some BS. There's a lot of guys that have been convicted of sexual assault crimes and things like that, going all the way back to the 60s and 70s, and here we are in 2000 and something, and because of these innocent programs and everything like that. They've been released after doing 30, 40, 50 years. Y'all all seen the stories. So when you're talking about this stuff, put it in comparison to the same things that you know what I mean, see there that are the obvious that, hey, there's something funny here. They got them on the weakest of charges, but the more heinous charges and let go, that doesn't make sense to me. Don't go along with the system. Work against it and continue to work against it. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, I ain't gonna hold your time, y'all. I appreciate y'all letting me go on to speak. And I just want to say to the Crown family, if I may, King Pay, listen, I love all of you. You understand? But there's some sneaky motherfuckers sometimes. All about. So, what I mean? I don't mean nothing to none of the rest of y'all. Don't y'all take our people or somebody else to keep it. I'm going to chop it up with you like with that offline. But it'd be a lot of people in both of our chat rooms that be flutting around. Hey, guess what so-and-so said? Hey, you know what I mean? You'd be like, well, how the you know what I'm saying? So, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But shout out to all your people. I appreciate y'all following me, checking me out. Make sure y'all come over. Y'all welcome at any time. And King Payne, I appreciate your time, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming up. And yeah, we definitely got to connect on the Jonathan Majors case.
Definitely.
You're gonna be there for sentencing?
Yeah, for the sentencing, let me get into that. Sentencing is coming up February 6th. So we would definitely be there, whatever. I mean, one of the outstanding things about this whole thing is, I got real familiar with his driver. I got real familiar with his bodyguard, and a couple of other people that were entourages of him. His lawyer, Miss Sandri, I'm gonna say it because I can't say. I think it's Priya Sandri. She'll be the woman that's in the video with the bright pink on. That's actually his lawyer right there. And she's no joke, man. She went to bat for him as best as she could, you know what I mean? But, hey, New York City justice system prevailed. What can you say?
Absolutely. Well, at this time, I'd like to thank you so much for coming up and sharing with us. We've been live for 2.5 hours. We got to head out. We in on period. The support been light on tonight, so I'm just gonna call it a night. I did have a whole nother show planned. I had a whole nother show planned, but I'll just save it for tomorrow when I'll let the girls get the rest that they need. Yes, it did.
Well, I will see you on the next show, and thank you for letting me tune in. I'll have a good night. You heard?
All right, you too. Have a nice night. Good night.
Too.
Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to everybody watching. This is the official King Payne Show. Act like you know. Like this video, win. Okay, on period. Support on the way out. If you guys want the official King Payne to come back tonight, if you guys want another exclusive video tonight, I'm talking about hours and hours of exclusive content. If you guys want me to come on back tonight, you guys remember to support the show on the way out. Win. You gotta focus on me, baby. Can you focus? Can you focus on me? I'll see you guys all later tonight, hopefully. If not tonight, tomorrow. Win. Okay, on period. This is the official King Payne Show. Act like you know. Like I said, support on the way out if you want me to come on back tonight. Until next time, I love you all with the love of Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Adios.